Welcome back to another video of DW Gaming, bringing you a showcase of my favorite hobby, making survivors suffer. And I have a daily ritual here with Spirit. I normally don't play this killer a lot. I find her to be rather difficult to use. Oh, he has lied. Okay. Noted. I find her ability very difficult. I have a hard time tracking survivors normally. But obviously when I can't see them, it's even worse. I really wish they would make her 115. If they're going to make Trickster 115, I don't see why she or Hag can't be 115 as well. It would help in chase. They all make... At this point, they all just make all killers 115. Chucky. Hell, even the range killers. I mean, if they're going to make a range killer 115, as they did with Trickster, they might as well just eliminate all 110 killers. At this point, it's very frustrating playing the slower moving killers. They don't do well in chase at all, unless you're really good with their ability, as I said, and I am not with Spirit. But I'm doing this for a daily ritual to hit, like, I think it's 4 survivors in a post-phase state. So, hopefully we'll get that done. So, apparently the winter event drops in the next couple days, I believe. Meg just gave up for some reason. Maybe doesn't like Spirit. But that will definitely help. At 4 gens, someone giving up will most definitely help. So the winter event will be dropping soon. There's been a couple of things in the news lately about DBD in terms of the development team. They did another one of their AMAs on Twitter. Quite honestly, I think those are a waste of time. They never really answer the questions you want them to answer. They'll give the classic response that we'll be looking into it and, in the future, and that'll be it. Other questions are mainly posed by Survivor players, mostly, it seems. For instance, the 3-gen problem that they think needs a solution for was asked about, and of course they couldn't give any firm details, but it sounds like that they might actually be removing the killer's ability to kick generators when there's only 3 left on the map, given their cryptic response on Twitter. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that, which honestly will be a disaster. A lot of times there are, especially with weaker killers, there are games that come down to whether or not you are able to hold on to a 3-gen, whether or not you can keep survivors from completing that last generator. And if they make it so killers can't use perks like Pop or Eruption or even Pain Res, anything that regresses generators because you can't kick them or damage them anymore, that's going to be a huge problem. It's obviously going to help survivors, but the way this development team is, I'm not surprised with their bias anymore. They're obviously doing everything they can for survivors while giving killers virtually nothing, and actually nerfing killers in very significant ways, it looks like. I also noticed that they mentioned something about the Twins rework. And for any of you who think that the developers aren't biased, I can only say this. They'll maybe change your mind. In one of the responses to the Twins rework, the developers said that the Twin strategy of slugging isn't fun for survivors. So in other words, they are completely ignoring any killer-related aspect of the game and stating that if it isn't fun for survivors, then it should be removed from the game. Why does this game continue to deny me hooks to complete my objective? Something like that hasn't been fixed for years either. So yes, we've got a very biased development team and balanced team in this company. By their mere response of slugging not being fun for survivors. Well, sometimes it's the only way to win as killer, so what about killer fun? One of my main issues with Twins is the fact that the mechanic itself, where you switch between Victor and Charlotte, is so slow and so punishing that you might as well just stay in Victor once you down a survivor in order to maybe try and down another one. They never realize they never look at why things happen the way they do in this game. Such as, why do Twins players slug? They only see it as a problem. They don't say, well, maybe if we found out why Twins players do this, we can improve the gameplay of the killer itself. They don't look at things that way. It's the whole 3-gen issue. Why do killers try to hold on to a 3-gen at near the end of the match? Or why, if we take away the killer's ability to hold on to a 3-gen, they don't look at what's going to happen. If survivors think tunneling is a problem now and proxy camping is a problem now, wait till they take away the 3-gen. Killer players will be all the more motivated to go for a single survivor at the beginning of the match to try and get them out as quickly as possible. Tunneling will become even worse. And then the development team will come back and say, well, if tunneling's bad, we need to give survivors more anti-tunneling perks at base. They never stop and think about why these things are happening. It's really pathetic on their part. But I've come to expect nothing less from this development team at this point. Therefore, given my mission in this game to ensure maximum suffering of survivor players, I will be happy to tunnel at 5 gens or proxy camp if necessary in order to secure a victory. I don't feel like playing nice anymore, especially if they go through with the 3-gen changes and the changes to perks like Save the Best for Last and Sloppy Butcher. Obviously, those perks are being nerfed. There's no question about it. And if they continue to nerf other slowdown perks, it'll just lead to more and more tunneling. It's all cause and effect, and these developers can't seem to understand that, unfortunately. But I will endeavor to do my best to make survivors in the games I play to make their time as short as possible in order to secure a win. Thankfully, you were doing surprisingly well in this match. I don't know if I got that daily ritual done or not, but I will definitely take a win. And looks like it'll be a 4K as well. What? Where did she go? What the hell does she have? Lucky break? She completely disappeared. I might not get the win. Well, I'll get the win, just not to 4K. 3K is a win as well, but I do prefer killing all these survivors. They've gotten me to the point where I just want them all eliminated. And she gets away. I have to see what she has. Whatever it is, it cost me the 4K. Not happy about that. Low profile. Well, it is her base perk, but who the hell uses low profile?